And this is why we do strategy sessions like this all the time. It's to not only strategize, but to figure out the game plan. Now that you've got all this written down on the board, Claire, I can see exactly what we should do for the second half for all of our people that follow us.
Yep.
Sales is such an important thing. So here's what I want to do, and write this down on the board. Let's do a webinar, and we'll call it like a webinar, and let's do that. I think July. Let me just check my dates here because I want it to be on a Tuesday in July. And Joey's there.
I'm away the week of the 7th.
Okay, so July 16th. Does that work for you?
Yep.
That's a Tuesday. So
That's
July 16th. Here's what I want to do. I want to do a webinar. This is not a typical webinar where it's going to be like 60 minutes or anything. I want this to be 90 minute to 120 minute, maybe even longer. This is huge content for the whole second half of the year. What are you doing? Are you recording me right now?
Mm-mm.
Dude, I'm wearing a t-shirt and a hat right now. What I want this to be is the whole second half of the year, it's about how did they increase their revenue the most to reach the sales goals that they have, to reach their overall profit goals that they have. So for a solid 2 hours, maybe longer, I want that to be your focus. So you're going to do the teaching. You're going to focus in on you're making me really nervous over here, recording me in this. I guess what
I'm
I
not
said
recording
before was really good. So what we're going to do is I want everybody on this, literally everybody within our database, and that's why we've illustrated all of this out here. I want to help them increase their sales. How best to do that? Let's create a sales plan for each and every one of them. How do you increase your sales the most in any business? And what I mean by any business is we have a lot of people within our database that are not just business owners. Some of them are employees that directly deal with selling. It could be that they're a bartender. Well, how do we build their ticket more? How do we upsell their clients more? Maybe they're a waiter or waitress, same thing. Maybe they have a business where they've got a storefront. Either way, anyone that has anything to do with selling, I want them to be on this webinar where you take them through the ins and outs. This is what you're going to do to increase your sales this year. More importantly, this isn't just for the people within our database. It needs to be everyone. The world needs to start seeing what it is that we do here, how good we're at doing it, how good you're at doing it. And since you are sitting here recording, are you still recording it?
Okay, you got me.
Still recording it. So
just tell them.
Here's what I would say. Every person that sees this message, you need to be on it. If you're not on this webinar, I know that we've set the webinar now for July 16th. I don't know what time it's going to be. Joey will let you know what time it's going to be. You need to put everything down that you're doing and be on the webinar. But most importantly, invite everybody that you know. People that don't know us. So invite your friends, your family members, co-employees, anybody that has something to do with sales. Have them on this because it's something we've never done before. I don't know as if we're ever going to do it again, and it's going to be an in-depth education, real hardcore training on increasing the sales. So that's right. I'm asking you to help us out. I'm asking you to help the people out that you know. This isn't something that we want to just keep to ourselves. It's nothing that we need to just, hide and just, help ourselves out with how do we increase your sales for the rest of the year. Let everybody know that you know. I mean, let's get this out. And pan over here again to the screen real fast. And that's it. Don't show too much. Don't show too much. You're going to be recording it. Do a little bit faster. The reality is that we're in a 2-day planning session right now. And in our 2-day planning session, it's been on multiple different things, branding and marketing strategies, events, how we're filling events, what we're going to do in terms of just our business as a general for the second half of the year. Now, notice for us, it's June 19th right now today, and we're planning it now. We're not waiting until the second half. Now, for the webinar, we are going to wait for the second half. For us, we're planning the second half now. How do we get the most increase? How do we help our clients the most? How do we affect them the most? How do we just give as much as we can possibly give? We're pre-planning. I want you on this webinar, and I want you to start inviting the people that you know to this webinar as well. It's going to be huge. It's going to be impactful. And again, if we can help anybody increase their sales, even if it's by just a few dollars, it's still a few dollars more than whatever you had beforehand. And for some, it's going to be a few $100s or a few thousands, and maybe it's a few tens or hundreds of thousands. The reality is that we owe it to everybody to let everybody out there know about this. There's so many great people that you all know, that I know, that maybe I don't know, that need to be here. So I'm asking you, make the commitment to be on that webinar on July 16th. And not only be on the webinar on July 16th, make the commitment to bring more people into it as well. Let's make some real changes this year. Right now, if it's okay with you, Joey, I'm going to get back to my planning and doing the stuff that I need to do here. So that's enough of the recording. I'm serious, Joey.